Hi, I'm Frederick and I'm the maintainer of the BSB LAN project, a project that can make heating systems with Siemens controllers smart. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step, in less than 10 minutes, how to install and configure BSB LAN so you can start monitoring and controlling your heating system in no time. Let's get going. The first thing you may want to know is whether your heating system at home is supported by BSB LAN. For this, you may have to open your heating system in order to find out which controller it uses. In our online manual, we not only have a list of tested models, but also an ever-growing list of photos from controllers with clear markings of the connectors that you need to look out for and where to connect the plus and the minus connector of the BSB LAN adapter to. So make sure you check this one first before getting an adapter. Also, do not just rely on the brand of your heating system. Even slight changes in the model number could mean that the manufacturer has also changed the controller to a completely different model, so the safest bet is to check for the required connectors. You will have to find out where they are anyways, so better do it before you get an adapter. Once you know that your heating system is supported, you can either build one on your own by using the schematics provided in the GitHub project, or you can get in touch with me. My contact details are also in the manual. BSB LAN runs on various microcontrollers, and while the adapters might look a bit different, the connector to the heating system is always the same. The right or upper part of the screw terminal is always the plus connector, and the left or lower part of the screw terminal is always the minus connector. Here you can see how the adapter looks like on an ESP32 Node MCU, an Olimex PoE ISO, and an Olimex EVB. When connecting BSB LAN to your heating system, please make sure that both the heating system as well as the microcontroller is powered off, and take precautions for electrostatic discharge in order not to endanger your heating system or BSB LAN. Now let's proceed to getting the BSB LAN software running on the microcontroller. First of all, you need to download BSB LAN from the GitHub repository. To do that, click on the green Code button and then Download Zip. Once the download is completed, unpack the zip file and enter the BSB LAN directory, and rename these two files by removing the .default from their file names. Then we need to download and install the Arduino IDE. Go to their download site where you can find versions for Windows, Linux and Mac. I use a Mac, so I go with this one, but the software looks basically the same on all operating systems. Consider donating to the developers and decide about the newsletter, and then the download will start. Once it is finished, unpack and install the Arduino IDE and then open it. Upon first start, the software will install a number of dependencies. Just wait until it's done. Once this is finished, head to Tools, Board Manager, and enter ESP32 in the search field. At least two results will come up. Do not select the Arduino ESP32 boards, you have to select ESP32 by Espressif Systems and install version 3 or higher. This will again take a while, and once this is done, go to Tools, Board, ESP32 and select the board you are using. For the ESP32 Node MCU, select ESP32 Dev Module, or choose the Olimex ESP32 EVB if you use that one. I use an Olimex ESP32 PoE ISO, so I select it here. Then go to Tools, Port, and select the port that connects to your microcontroller. In Windows, this will be something like COM5 or COM11 or something similar. Also make sure that you set the upload speed to a value not higher than 460,800. Some boards, like the one I'm using, also work with 921,600, but usually it's better to play it safe. Once you see the message at the bottom that the microcontroller is connected, you can proceed to setting the partition scheme. Set it to minimal SPIFFS here, nothing else. Also not just minimal. Otherwise, you will get an error when flashing the software that you do not have enough space. Finally, you can go to File and then Open to open the BSB LAN software. Navigate to the BSB LAN INO file and open it. It will come up with a number of other files belonging to the project. Now go to bsb_lan_config.h. The first thing you do here is going to the Define Lang DE line. Here you change the DE to any of the supported languages, for example EN for English or FR for French. For the purpose of this video, I'll choose English. In the next step, you configure the network settings. For the network type, enter LAN if you connect via Ethernet cable, or enter WLAN if you use Wi-Fi. Then, if you're using Wi-Fi, scroll down to the lines that read Your Wi-Fi network and Your Wi-Fi password and change those according to your Wi-Fi settings. Then find the line that reads Use DHCP and set it to True if your router is using DHCP, or set it to False if you want to use a fixed IP. If you use a fixed IP, you have to configure the IP addresses below as well. Please take note that you have to use commas here, not the usual dots. Now you just need to click on the right pointing arrow above and the BSB LAN software will compile and upload onto the microcontroller. There may be warnings popping up, but as long as it doesn't say that there is an error written in red, everything should be fine. Now you can switch back to the browser, and if your network supports MDNS, you can just enter bsb-lan.local in the address field. Otherwise, you have to enter the IP address. Once you have reached BSB LAN's web interface, you should head to the Settings menu. Here you can further adjust BSB LAN to your needs. For example, if BSB LAN is connected to an LPB or PPS bus connector on your heating system, you have to change the settings here. If you want to change more specific settings such as MQTT, you have to enable the extended configuration and save the settings. Now you can see all the settings that BSB LAN has to offer. The next thing you should do is to create a device-specific parameter list, because by default, BSB LAN only supports a very small number of parameters that every heating system supports. If you click Download here, you will get a dump file from your heater that you can send to me for the generation of a device-specific parameter list. Once you receive that list from me and flash BSB LAN again, you will have access to all the parameters that your heating system supports. This process has to be done only once in the lifetime of a heating system and will remain after any updates of BSB LAN. That's it already for the installation. Please check the detailed online manual for more information on each step, especially when it comes to integrating BSB LAN into your home automation system. Many users have provided solutions on how to integrate BSB LAN into Home Assistant, OpenHub, GDOM, and many more. If you run into problems, please make sure that you check our detailed troubleshooting page first. 90% of the problems that users approach me with could have easily been fixed by themselves if they had read that page, so please do me the favor and read it first. With that, I would like to conclude this video tutorial. I hope you'll see how easy it is to install BSB LAN and what potentials it can unlock with your heating system. If you like to be updated on the future BSB LAN tutorials, just subscribe to this channel. And if you've got BSB LAN running already, please share your experiences in the comments below.